More than 1/3 of the nation's plants and animals are at risk of disappearing forever.
Marianne Rafferty shows us the shocking new study.
A new report from conservation research group NatureServe finds 40% of animals and 34% of plants in the U.S. are at risk of extinction. Data also cites how 41% of the country's ecosystems could collapse.
When you have a habitat and species start going extinct or becoming smaller in number, eventually that can cause the collapse of that habitat type.
The report analyzes 50 years worth of data, revealing some of the most at-risk animals include freshwater creatures like amphibians, crayfish, snails, and more.
Another one of the groups of species that the report showed is really at risk is freshwater mussels. They're what filters the water and keeps it clean. If you care about going fishing with your son or your daughter, you're going to care about having clean, dynamic rivers.
37% of bee species are also vulnerable.
There are plants that we depend on that are only pollinated by insects, and if the insects collapse, we won't have access to that crop anymore.
Meanwhile, roughly half of the nation's species of cacti and 200 species of trees are also at risk of being wiped out. Researchers also point to grasslands and wetlands as ecosystems requiring more protection. The study primarily shows California and Texas, as well as portions of the Southeast are home to many of the wildlife at risk. The report lists climate change, invasive species, and dams as some of the main factors threatening our nation's biodiversity. Marianne Rafferty, Fox News.